But yeah, like we'll see how this one does go. Obviously, it means that Kanga's probably going to be starting off on. Oh, I was going to say starting off on the attack, but they are starting off on the defense, so they're going to have the opportunity to hold things off here to start off.
Interesting. Very interesting. So Kanga defending it up, and no dive for them. We'll see Orisa, Roadhog, and Junkrat. And Legacy coming in here with Cinderella on the Reinhardt, and straight away, Roro almost getting caught and annihilated. Does manage to stay alive. They get onto the point, but Legacy taking a bit of damage here onto attack.
Good though. Legacy, the death ball composition for tanks, just getting right onto the point. This is their win condition, not dropping anything to start off with, and now they're in there, really their own element where they start to fight in those close corners, those close angles. We see Roadhog going flying off the cliff, Astrobella boops, and Legacy a very, very easy first capture.
Do you know what would be hilarious? Is if the boop was directly proportional to the weight of, or the mass of what's getting booped, right? But look at this. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Because they're straight onto this second point, Jordan. This is huge.
Yeah, Wubo 90% on the Graviton Surge as well. Here it is. That's pretty big. Catches the Soldier in it as well. Locust is going to be going down. Wubo coming up absolutely massive right now for Legacy. And everybody's starting to get involved as Cinderella finds a pick with that Reinhardt, just swinging the hammer right in front of D.Va's face. But Legacy needs to get some picks faster than this. The respawns are coming out now for Kanga. Self-destruct out from them. It's not going to be enough to push Legacy off the point, but it might be enough to buy some time for them. The Mei is here, and that's going to be really tough to deal with in a triple tank composition.
Yeah, Mei's a pain at the best of times, even less so when you don't have that DPS. But Legacy going strong. Roro goes down. It's only Locust, Bane, and now Ziggy as he comes back on up here. They're almost on their way to 2/3 through. There's the tick. Going for the full tick here. So close, so far. But I reckon they might get this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. There just seems to be no pressure right now on Legacy. Coalescence comes out now from Saphira. Just, again, an added concern for Kanga Esports. They're still trickling out onto the point. Locust, that's a big pick though. Also D-Max the D.Va, so that Pulse Bomb might be enough here to save Kanga. Let's see if they can manage to hold on to this one. Wubo's got another Graviton Surge available though. And again, that might turn the tides of the battle in the favor of Legacy.
But every time it's back and forward like this, if it's 50-50, you've got to give it to the defensive side because they can come in and spawn that much quicker. Skull trying to fight this through. Roro still on that Mei, doing everything he can to slow this down, to make this more than annoying.
Don't know if he's going to be able to get it this life, but if he can get back in there for another life, that might turn the tides, push all of the Legacy players off. Self-destruct is here, does only get one, but everyone's still dying from Kanga. This trickle, it just continues on and on and on and on.
This is trickling for longer than when you leave your tap on and go away for the weekend. But they pick it up. 5 minutes and 6 seconds still on the clock. Wow.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Okay, so the real problem there for Kanga Esports was that once you allow the quad tank setup onto the cap, it's just so difficult to get rid of them. There's such a massive chunk of health that you have to get through. And when you're trickling like that, you just don't have the DPS to get rid of a Reinhardt or a D.Va or a Winston or a Roadhog or a Xayah or whatever have you on that composition.
Name another tank?
Are there any other ones?
I wasn't actually listening to what you said. So.
But the thing is, right, that they can't chunk through all of that HP.
Yeah.
So it was always going to be a fight that Legacy should win. It was just going to be a matter of how long it was going to take them to actually finally count that one out. I think they were sitting on that fight for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was probably spent more long on the second point than they spent in the entire rest of the map.
Yeah, that's probably true. But we are going to see Legacy moving over onto the defense now. Defensive dive composition out from them, more or less. I mean, we've still got, obviously, the Soldier there. But Wubo's going to be jumping in, of course, with Cinderella and Skull. And then on the other side, it is just the straight-up dive composition for Kanga. I don't mind the Soldier on defense here, but no mercy to sort of pocket the Soldier here. So we might see how that works.
Yeah, it feels like every time he's played on the Soldier, he's been able to sit back. Obviously, you got the biotic field anyway. You know, it seems pretty easy. It's been pretty cruisy every time he's gone. Soldier. So yeah, maybe that'll be different. Obviously, Tracer, Genji, D.Va, and the Winston. that opportunity to dive on top and do some damage if they want to. It's going to be tough, though.
Yeah.
As you said, no direct healer.
Yeah, exactly. And also the fact that, like, it just feels like Kanga maybe hasn't really been as coordinated on their dives as Legacy has been. You know, if you get all of those guys jumping on top of you as the soldier, there's just nothing you can do. Like, you can put down your biotic field, but you're going to die anyway. So that's sometimes why you need the Mercy, just to have that little bit of extra healing to keep yourself alive. As of yet, though, Kanga just slowly making their way into the point. Legacy not really contesting them too hard just yet. And Caramel Koala, exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
The Discord on him, he's isolated on his own. There is nothing that you can do.
So it's a 1-for-1 for now with Roro going down. Wuvo does manage to D-Mech Ziggy as well, so that's convenient. We follow out Locust here trying to do some damage. Skull D-Mech'd as well, drops on out. Kanga looking okay for now. They're getting the picks they want. Pizza, though, dropped off the side. That's less than ideal. What can Locust do potentially with this Pulse Bomb? Maybe that can do some damage. Would love to find Strawbilla here as well, but Caramel Koala is now back and Locust goes down.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a good fight, actually, for Kanga with the initial pick onto Caramel Koala, but Roro got traded out straight away. Ziggy, still in that fight, has to back off and eventually does decide to jump off the edge. Gonna buy some more time here for Legacy. Precious seconds that Kanga are using up on this first point when they've still got an entire second point to cap, not to mention that 5-minute time bank that Legacy has got.
Yeah, 5 minutes is such an awfully long bit of time, longer than you'd normally get on the first point anyway. Cinderella trying to go strong. As you said, that EMP does come out. Locust still with the Pulse Bomb. It's used now, and Cinderella does go down. Kanga maybe getting the upper hand here. The hack comes out. Locust slowed down for the moment, but the D-Mech also occurs. This is troubling.
Yeah, not looking too good right now again for Kanga. While they did get an early pick off, Legacy so too did get 2 picks. In fact, one onto an actual Winston and the other onto just the Diva mech. But look, at the end of the day, Legacy holding strong quite strong right now on point number 1.
So it feels to me like nothing that Kanga's doing here is actually working out for them. They probably need to change it up. They do have these ults. I think they're waiting for this. Maybe if they can get 4 ready to go, that's going to be okay. That's going to go up against 3 here from Legacy. Wuvo, maybe by the end of the battle, if still alive, could come out with an EMP, but potentially a little bit too late. There we go. Transcendence is used. They push on out slowly to the point. Roro still hasn't used the Dragon Blade, trying to save this one for now. Onto the point is Kanga. There we go. Dragon Blade comes out, trying to chase them down. That's even more difficult when you do get the defensive ults coming out as well, Jordan. This could be tough. Yeah, really good counter ultimates out from Legacy there. Do deny Roro any sort of utility out of the Dragon Blade, but Locust does find a couple of big picks with the Pulse Bomb trades. Back now coming, though, from Legacy. Locust on 27 HP does get picked up eventually there by Skull. This does, again, seem like Legacy should be able to hold on to the point, despite Kanga putting so many ultimates into that one. We saw the Sound Barrier, we saw Pulse Bomb, Dragon Blade, and Transcendence, and it still doesn't work for Kanga, so if you can't cap the point with that, you're not going to cap the point. Well,
you need to
honestly,
either change your
that
comp
might
up
just be the case here.
Yeah, exactly.
It may just be a matter of not getting the point.
But
so
I don't see what Kanga can kind of fall back onto now to even try and cap this point. Unless maybe Pizza can get a big knockoff with the Primal Rage or something like that. Ziggy gets a big self-destruct out here. We're just not going to see the fight go the way of Kanga.
Well, self-destruct does come through, doesn't do much. Locust goes down to Wuvo, and we're all caught up now. 20 seconds on the clock, and you can hear the tac visor and a self-destruct going off. Roro's down, Bane's down, Zephyr is down, Legacy still with the upper hand. They're on the point. And Kanga, I don't even think they're going to get back in time.
10 seconds on that timer. Who can even get in there? Maybe Davey on the Lucio. Just going to charge forward. No, it's going to be Roro on Genji. Dashing forward, ulting as well to try and keep himself alive by dashing out. It's not going to work, though. That was a desperation attempt for Kanga Esports, and we all know how that is going to end. Legacy closing out map number 3. Absolutely smashing Kanga Esports.
3-0 is the score. And honestly, considering how well Kanga went up against Blank on this same map last week, to get this is about as bad as it can go for you on Hanamura.
Yeah, that is pretty much as bad as it is going to go. Once that death ball comp kind of gets the ball rolling, though, it can be a little bit difficult to deal with. When you're fighting from behind against all of those tanks, how are you going to get rid of all of those guys when you don't have the DPS, when you're playing a player down or playing a couple of players down?
You got then you have, they've got the upper hand, and all of a sudden they're on the second point. You don't have your ultimates. You're changing off onto Maze and things like that, which is all well and good, but you reset your charge and everyone's just behind, and all of a sudden, what are you supposed to do? I don't know.
It's desperation
Lose?
At that point, really. Yeah, and exactly. What are you supposed to do? I guess lose is the answer. And that's exactly what Kanga did.
It's tough. It's a tough life. Kanga now do go down to Legacy here, 3-0. We have one more map remaining, however. Can Legacy close it out with a 4-0? Let's go and take a look at what it will be. My vote is Junkertown, Jordan, but it's Dorado.
Yay! I like Dorado. We didn't get to see it at all yesterday. We got 2 Junkertown maps.
We've had a lot of Junkertown.
Fair is fair, I reckon.
It is. It is. So, we talk about how important this for and against is. We talk about how it was great that Kanga grabbed a map off Blank last week because, when you come through your for and against, if you played Blank, you got a map off them. That's pretty good, and it's something on the scoreboard. But then to come up against Legacy, if you can't at least get a map from them, it's kind of like, what's the point? If that makes sense. Like, obviously everything counts, but when you do play well, you don't want to follow that up with not even being able to get something on the scoreboard next time you play.
I agree. I mean, we have kind of heard tell that Legacy is sort of the gatekeeper between Tier 1 and Tier 2. They can't beat the Tier 1 teams, but they can absolutely smash the Tier 2 teams, and this might be that in a nutshell right now. They go down 4-0 to Darksided, but they're on the verge of 4-0ing Kanga the next week, which is a team that probably should be just sitting a tiny little bit below Legacy in this group.
Roro, up here on the Widowmaker. We haven't really seen much Widowmaker today. We'll see how this plays out for him. Managed to get the payload through to this first choke point.
Yeah, not really even a contest actually out from Legacy. They don't want to hold that high ground. I guess they didn't really have anything to stand behind. No Reinhardt, no Orisa or anything like that. So they kind of just have to give a little bit of ground here until they're in a bit of a choke point, which is essentially what this bridge is. Caramel Koala is going to have a really good sight line there for the Widowmaker, sitting on top of the arch at the back, putting out heaps of damage into Kanga where available. That's exactly what Roro wants to try and deny, so it's going to be a bit of a Widowmaker versus Widowmaker battle here.
Yeah, Caramel Koala for now has that advantage up to almost 100%, ready for Emperor's Sight. We'll see how that one plays out. 2 tanks up here for Kanga, however, but for now, to be fair, not really doing all that much up here because they're just holding back, waiting. The payload's gone a little bit forward, but still stuck sort of underneath this bridge area where so often we see it, become trapped, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's the real choke, isn't it? And this is where we need to start seeing some picks out of Roro. Caramel Koala, in fact, is going to be able to get the first here on the Widow. And so that will slow things down just a little bit for Kanga Esports. Locust is coming up to a pulse bomb, though, so that might be something that can bring an opening for Kanga Esports here. The X-Ray is available for Roro as well. Infrasight is now on for Kanga. So 2 for Legacy.
Ziggy getting a bit of a free push there of the payload. Locust now trying to trace down this Mercy. You see Caramel Koala's gone down as well, so nice double pick coming up for Roro. Infrasight almost up.
The EMP came out from Legacy there, but it just was not enough to hold on to the point. Far too much was lost before Wuvo utilized his ultimate. Kanga will be able to continue this push forward. They're actually deciding to forward hold, essentially, here with Roro.
Yeah, the advantage of that that Widowmaker can be used. Nice to see Kanga push forward here and try and get some advantage, something we haven't seen from them in a while, something they've actually just not had a chance to do, I suppose. Roro almost getting caught out here by the Winston, going to drop back. Cinderella potentially going to go down here, forced to use the Primal Rage for now. As soon as they get discorded as well, Wuvo has picked up Pizza in the meantime, but Cinderella finally traded back by Locust. It did take a while. Yeah, this is not too bad of a hold here from Legacy. Cinderella obviously going down there, but they still have heaps of ultis available, and the Resurrect. Self-destruct gets 2. Roro and Bane not able to get out of that one. Excellent ulti out from Skull. There was not really anything to back it up either, so that's really all just on the one D.Va ulti there. Excellent for Legacy. D.Va 1, bad guy, 0 Elfishguy. Nice work here. Oh, that's really Legacy holding that. And yeah, straight in their face. That makes life pretty difficult when there's someone right there and all of a sudden they go from being invisible to not invisible right as you try and come out of your spawn. Roro trying to push on forward. Locust we can see here with a pulse bomb, maybe a potential to just throw it up there and find themselves a bit of damage from behind. This could be good.
Nope.
No, never mind.
Won't manage to connect anything with that one. And Caramel Koala is really doing a number on Legacy right now, getting so many picks. Another one onto Bane. That's going to be the fight. Lost once more, just off the back of Caramel Koala's picks on the Widow. Caramel Koala definitely getting the better of this 1v1 matchup on the Widows. Not that he's necessarily been winning duels against Roro, but just the impact that Caramel Koala is having compared to Roro. Definitely favouring Caramel Koala right now.
2:30 on the clock, still sort of stuck in this first part of the second section here on Dorado. Kanga with 4 ultimates ready to go. Legacy only with 3. But now potentially time for Kanga to make use of this. Locust trying to be difficult, being successful, not getting much damage for now. And also we will see that hack come out. Wubo doing a ton of work. Sound barrier's been used, still caught down the bottom here. And Kanga has used 3 of their ultimates now, only Pizza remains.
Yeah, Wubo did use that EMP earlier on, didn't result in as much of a teamfight win for Legacy as we have been used to seeing. Caramel Koala, though, again, seems to have found some openings. There's just no pressure on Caramel Koala right now, and he's destroying Kanga Esports.
Wow. Wow. That's all I've got to say for that one, Jordy.
I'd love to know how many picks Caramel Koala has got this round.
Is the answer a lot?
A lot, yeah. It's probably like 10, 12, at least so far. More. Like, I'm talking final blows, not just the limbs.
Got to be feeling good on that one. Caramel Koala has actually had a pretty good match so far. Across the board, short of what we saw in Hanamura, that was about it, really. That was the only thing that didn't work out, but in the end it didn't even matter because they made the hold, so can't bring it down just to one player, I suppose. Ziggy up here on the top trying to battle this one out, but again, getting caught out there by Caramel Koala with the damage coming out from that Widowmaker. They're forced back once more. Ziggy would love to get some heals because taking a ton of damage, trying to fight it out on the payload. Cinderella goes down. Skull's been demeched as well. Maybe this is a chance for Kanga.
Yeah, Roro starting to come into his own here. Did get the kill actually onto Caramel Koala, who did get resurrected, but it was too late in the fight for Legacy Esports. Caramel Koala to really have much of an impact. Kanga was already on a bit of a roll. The momentum was definitely flowing in their direction, and this might be enough for Kanga to get just up to that second point, but it does seem as though Legacy want to contest this one before that cap does go through.
30 seconds on the clock. The last section of this second part of the map should be able to be made here. But Kanga, I don't know. Legacy come on out. They want to make the most of this. They want to trap them here. They don't want to let it go to the third part. And, oh my goodness! Is that 3 headshots?
I don't even know what this guy is doing right now, but it is not fun at all if you are a Kanga Esports player. Everybody that peeks around their head just gets absolutely ripped off. The Infrasight was there on in that fight, so that evidently did help, but you got to give it to Caramel Koala. This has been his round.
Overtime comes out here, but this might be real tough for the guys from Kanga to make the most of it. Pizza and Bane go down. Surely this is GG on this first half. The Doomfist is attempted, but put down straight away as well. Locust should get picked up. Another self-destruct from the other side. Nothing coming out of that one. Oh. And straight away, Caramel Koala
he just doesn't
picks
miss.
him up. Wow.
I wish we could have just had Caramel Koala cam that entire round, because that would have just been something to watch, really. I'm sure it'll be part of the play of the game here, unless something happens in the second one, in the second round. Oh, God. That was insane.
Would it be Caramel Cam or Camera Koala?
Cameral Koala.
Cameral Koala.
I like it.
I do not have faith in Kanga to hold this, unfortunately. If they're going to do anything, they need to shut down Caramel Koala. That's the reality of this. He was just allowed to do so much damage. And even on the Tracer, I feel like the result will be the same.
Yeah, this is just going to be the straight-up dive composition from Legacy by the looks of things, which is not going to make life very fun for Roro. Because guess who is going to be getting dove upon? Probably the Widowmaker.
Yeah, it's normally... Can you play songs on this? I know we were talking about the recorder yesterday, but I can play Mary Had a Little Lamp on there.
Yeah, I can.
There's like this. Is it 3 notes, or is there
There's
a
3
fourth
notes.
note somewhere else?
There are multiple different notes all around that. There's heaps of bells in this spawn.
Need like a full band. You know what I mean? Just to like get different people and the different
I'm
instruments.
actually a little bit surprised no one's kind of done that yet and put it on Reddit.
Have you looked though? Like, have you gone out and checked on like
No, I haven't.
see what there is?
But I feel like if it would have happened, I probably would have seen it, I think.
What if it just wasn't that good?
Maybe. Yeah, well, in that case, then they didn't do a very good job, so who cares?
Look at all the confetti.
Yeah.
Probably from Pinata, mate. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. But I suspect this is going to be a nice, clean 4-0 coming out from Legacy. So you're at least right on that account, Jordan, that Legacy is going to get the win. We know that for sure. Yep. How close it's going to be, I think we're pretty sure it's not going to be that close. But maybe they can bring it back on Dorado. Kanga, show us what you can do.
No, let's just keep the camera on Caramel Koala here. I don't care what Kanga can do. I care what Caramel Koala can do right now. Looking for some angles.
Nothing so far.
Not yet. Hey, you missed every shot you don't take, so I'm not going to begrudge him for taking some of these half shots.
Nothing there.
Just looking to see if there's a Widowmaker peeking around. Now has spotted out the positioning of Roro. So that's important information for Legacy. However, should be fairly standard, the positioning there of Roro. So they would have probably known anyway. Roro's very, very careful, worried about that side entrance.
Locust trying to do some damage here. The payload stopped for now. Saphira in a little bit of danger. We'll see. Danger. Yeah, there we go. Saphira does go down. That's less than ideal. Infrasight is ready. It's Caramel Koala Cam. I don't know if we can bear it, to be honest. Skull, on the other hand, look at that.
Yeah.
Picks up so many kills. And they're going to push this through very, very quickly to the first point here on Dorado. And as the clock ticks over, the inevitable will result.
Everyone just dropping their shields, defense matrix when Caramel Koala gets the respawn, making sure that he can get out of there okay. I mean, that was fairly easy, actually, for Legacy Esports. I think a little bit of an overcommitment maybe from some of the Kanga players when they went and tried to get rid of Saphira, which put them out of position, and it was a fairly easy cleanup, really, in the end for Skull.
Oh, Roro takes some damage, stays alive for now. Let's see if Saphira can stay alive this time. Wuvo out with the Dragon Blade. See you later, Bane. This might be 2 as Roro goes down, chases the Mercy. A little bit too much to ask, perhaps, when Valkyrie is out. But the damage is coming across the board. Bane is resurrected. Cinderella now about to hit Primal Rage. Should they need it? And I suspect maybe that might be the play. Still alive. Maybe won't need it, Jordan, to be honest, because this is looking nice and strong here for Legacy. Kanga falling down one by one. And the jump packs come through. It does not even matter.
Well, that's a fairly good push out from Legacy. They're going to get all the way up to probably under this bridge now. Caramel Koala popping off that infrasight, so information is there for Legacy as to how things are going for Kanga Esports. They're holding tight right now. They're trying to waste the time of that infrasight. It's going to be disappearing very shortly. Roro has utilized his own as well. The commitment will have to come in shortly from Kanga Esports. Legacy deciding to back off. Again, wasting the time up on the infrasight now. It has disappeared. They will look to re-engage on the payload.
You can see Saphira almost ready for the Transcendence as well. Dragon Blade coming up shortly. That's going to go up against probably 2 and a bit ultimates here if you include that Pulse Bomb as well coming out from Locust, from Kanga. But overall, Legacy's looking better on every fight, irrespective of ultis. And well, with Bane going down, that's going to make life even worse. The res comes out. That's one less they can use. Wuvo goes down to Roro. That's okay. Caramel Koala up here wants to do some damage from behind, but just decides the better of it, wants to take Bane out again. No.
Had an opportunity there to get the kill, but whiffed the shot. So Legacy finding it a little bit tougher now to push into this part. They've got 2 minutes and 51 seconds, so not a huge amount of time to play with.
No.
Wuvo, though, his Dragon Blade is coming up, and that was the key in the last fight that Legacy did win. Wuvo getting a lot of damage done with that. The opportunity now, again, for him to repeat it and potentially win this map for Legacy.
Dragon Blade is ready. Won't need it for Bane, you'd think. There we go. Goes down. Down to 9 HP. Would love to find some heals. Dragon Blade comes out. Chases them down. Will it be Mercy? Not for now. Going to get forced back there by the Primal Rage. Up the top, Mercy finally goes down to Skull, though. They're going to continue trying to push this payload through. 2 minutes on the clock. Caramel Koala staying alive, trying to find some picks. It's going to be tough.
It certainly is going to be tough, particularly when Roro takes him out. Cinderella was chasing down Roro, so it's a trade of Widowmakers and Legacy. They pushed that payload just a little bit further forward off the back of that fight. It's not going to be enough to win them the map, but they do get some positioning.
Ziggy ready to go with the self-destruct. Won't need to use it for now. This would be a pretty good spot should they want it, but still holding, wasting that time. Not so bad, not so bad. Kanga with a glimmer of hope here, Jordan. Maybe they can do this.
Maybe they just can.
Maybe.
A minute and 34, that's probably 2 fights worth of time for Legacy Esports. This one, they don't really have any ultimates available to them, so they need to just jump in there, try and farm up as much ultimate charge as they can. And then hopefully the next fight, that will be enough for them to push this one through.
Pizza holding on the payload for now. Ziggy doing the same. Ultimates ready and available. Caramel Koala wants to find a pick. Lots of work to be done, though. Oh, maybe. There we go. Davey goes down. That's one support. The payload comes through. Transcendence is forced out here as well. But Skull finds Roro, and this is looking bad. Cinderella gets traded. That's okay. Both Pizza and Bane looking low. Bane's picked up. They push on through. 50 seconds on the clock, Jordan. This could be it.
Yeah, both the healers going down in that fight for Kanga Esports. Mercy does come back into it, or rather Davey on the Lucio comes back into it eventually, but it's just not enough. The timing is so bad there for Kanga, losing their support. Essentially, they had only one support for that entire fight. And the ultimates charged up there for Legacy just in time to result in a win. 4-0 for Legacy in our first match of today, our first match of week number 2. An excellent performance, not only from Legacy, but also Caramel Koala. Let's have a look at this play of the game. It's Davey.
Oh.
What is this? That's not fair.
Mate, support to people too.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That was actually really nice.
That was actually very, very nice. Wow.
Still, I want to see what Caramel Koala was able to do there. Still, at the end of the day, 4-0 for Legacy. I don't think they care too much about who gets the play of the game. Overall, a really, really good day for Legacy, and they're going to be very pleased with how that's gone.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the Legacy Esports Club, that's precisely how you want to see today's matches go. A nice 4-0 for Kanga, however, not so great Elfishguy.
No, does leave a little bit to be desired there for Kanga Esports. They would have wanted to at least get a map out of that one, I would feel, and yeah, unfortunately haven't even been able to do that. So back to the drawing board here for Kanga Esports, and well, the going is tough so far for them.
Yeah, if you take a look at this, right, the 2 maps where they really struggled were the control point maps, essentially. The assault map and the control map. The 2 maps where they went okay had a payload in it. I don't know if there's something to take from that or not.
No,
maybe that's just coming up against Legacy. Maybe that's just how they played today.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't really matter in the end when you come to the scoreboard. It's something to take away for their next match. But for today, alas, all is lost. Yeah,
there's a lot of work to be done now for Kanga. They've lost their first 2 matches. They've only got 1 map on the board after their 2 weeks of play. That's going to make life pretty difficult getting into playoffs. I mean, they need to be in the top 4 if they want to make their way through to those top 8 playoffs.
Yeah, they certainly will. It's a tough ask, guys and girls. Well, match 1 is done here at Overwatch Contenders Australia. Up next, it's Blank Blue up against Tainted Mind.